Hello, hi, welcome to JPNN. It is August 20th, and this is the news. Let's see what is going on. It's Friday, so it might not be that much. We don't really know. There were some news stories that we didn't get to fully cover yesterday before the end of the working day, like that Quake stuff. And there was something else too that I'm blanking on. What else was there? Something. Anyways, we'll get to it all. Skyrim, Call of Duty. That's the other stuff. A lot of trailer time stuff though, as well. Don't forget, tomorrow's the clip show. If you want to join us for that over on Game Stream Fails. If you want to submit your own clips or clips of some of your favorite streamers on there and get them updated, we'll be using the top clips from the past week. And that'll be tomorrow's clip show for that. But for now, let's get into the news. What is this and why is it the top thing on r/games? Killer Bean, based on the 2018 animated movie, is being made into a third-person roguelike shooter. What the hell is Killer Bean? Oh, the date's wrong. Barry, can you fix the date? Does anyone know? Killer Bean Forever is a 2009 movie that was remastered in 4K in 2018. This seems like a very specific thing to like 10 people. And I don't know why. This is the image that they decided to use. I don't know. The comments are not helping me here. It's going to be a roguelike that they intend to add co-op to. I guess we'll see. It's a weird news story. Those 10 people are losing their minds though? Absolutely. Absolutely. This news came this morning. I think this initially started from Jeff Keeley. Yes. Or at least he was the confirmation. Jeff Keeley is doing some opening night live stuff for Gamescom next week. We're actually going to be watching a bunch of that on Drop Frames on Wednesday. We'll actually be watching the event that Jeff Keeley's doing on Wednesday, which starts at 2 p.m. Eastern. I think there's also a Kyle Bozeman show 30 minutes prior to that. But the big thing that they teased today was a Saints Row reboot. If you go to saintsrow.com, this is the current website. Now, I don't know if you need to reboot Saints Row. Like, Saints Row is, you know? Saints Row is kind of perfect. In a lot of ways. They did kind of screw themselves narratively, though, into a hole. Because they didn't really have a place to go. I suppose. But that could be very much, Saints Row is a silly game, so they could just fix that and find a time machine or something. Ultimately. I'm excited, though. I really enjoyed Saints Row. It was a very grandiose, off-the-wall, absurd, 99% of the time, open-world game. I think, was Saints Row the third the best one, chat? Which is the one that had Kanye West in the opening? Was that 3? I think that was 3. Arguably one of the best like openings, I think, in a game for me. The song was incredible. And it 100, well, that wasn't really an opening, was it? That was like 2 or 3 hours into the story, I think. Now I'm forgetful. 4 was the one that was like the hacker one, right? Where it had Kinsley was like a hacker. Oh yeah, it's the Ooh song. Good luck. 4 was Aliens. But weren't the aliens also hackers? Yeah, it was the superhero one. You were trapped in a simulation. Got it. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm excited for a new Saints Row. I would play that game. And luckily, we're going to get it next week. At least see what it is next week over at Gamescom. I wasn't really excited for Gamescom, but I guess I am getting excited. I feel like they've never really done. Gamescom has always been like a refresh of what was shown at E3 with maybe a little bit more of what was shown at E3. But because of COVID this year, I feel like we're kind of getting a lot more big announcements. Perhaps. Maybe I'm wrong about that. We'll see. Skyrim is getting a re-release in November. Skyrim Anniversary Edition has been announced. Launching November 11th. You can upgrade the Special Edition to the Anniversary Edition. There's a free next-gen upgrade coming soon. And fishing is being added to Skyrim as well. How in the fuck is this real? I guess Bethesda has to make money this year, right? Here's the fish. Is there a mod that has turned on fishing before? Because people keep buying this stuff? Well, I mean, here's the thing. It's not that they keep buying it. It's that gaming keeps growing, right? And Skyrim is like arguably one of the biggest games to come out in the past 15 years, 10 years, something like that, right? So I get it. I understand it. It is a parallel to GTA. If the dude bros are playing GTA, then the nerds are playing Skyrim. So I get why they're doing it. What does this mean though? It says in the image, it has 500 Creation Club elements. So are they just like taking mods and putting it into the game? There's got to be some good ones, right? Are all Creation Club mods paid for? Or is it a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B when it comes free? Yeah, Dark Arrows just cast the Bethesda spell. Bippity boppity, your creation is now our property. That's correct, Dark Arrows. Good job. Yeah. I wonder if there will be drama around that. And the way that I read that, with 500 Creation Club elements being added to that game, that means that there's 500 modders, potentially unique modders. Let's go with 400. Today they made doubles. That all are signing contracts. Unless that's already built into the Creation Club EULA. I wonder what's doing more work for Skyrim Anniversary Edition, the developers or the legal team? Or modders. Although I would think that the modders have already created their content for it, and now the legal team is scrambling to like make sure that they're not going to get sued. Do we have that man made some eyes? Do we own those eyes? Are those art assets ours? We need to get those art assets, and not just in the US. We need a worldwide license. They're from Thailand. Did they in the contract, did it specifically state worldwide or Thailand? We got to get that fixed, Bob. We got to get that fixed. That's thank you. I'll be here all week for my legal in Bethesda skits. Humble Peasant, thanks for that Prime Gaming. Or would they get sued at CC stuff? They already made sure nothing was suable in them. I don't know. With what's happening in the gaming industry on any given day, I'm never surprised by it. Also, yeah, that's a good point, Yaira. Think about the QA for 500 plus mods. That's got to be kind of crazy. How's Bob doing these days? Bob's doing well. He greets. Bob's actually holding the towel for the downstairs restroom. So anytime you go in there and use the restroom, Bob's right outside, towel in hand, ready to support you at any given time. It's a cush job, easy. Gets a little bit of the cat love every once in a while too. The cats will get up there and sit next to him. Yeah. Also, I realized the best joke so far in this episode of JPNN has been Bethesda having any QA at all. Let us move on. Eurogamer.net is reporting ex-Aeon Must Die devs criticized the game's re-emergence following, quote, abuse, manipulation, theft, end quote, allegations. What the fuck is Aeon Must Die? Has anyone played this game? Eurogamer.net reports the publisher of Aeon Must Die has addressed the game's return as its former developers insist their dispute remains unresolved. Aeon Must Die hit the headlines last year after starring in a much-watched Sony PlayStation State of Play broadcast. The trailer for the game, shown during the August 2020 State of Play below, depicts a visually arresting beat-em-up that caught the attention of PlayStation fans. Oh, I remember this game. Okay. So this was the game that immediately after following the showcase airing, the State of Play airing, a version of the announcement trailer appeared on YouTube, accompanied by a description alleging it had been created with abuse, manipulation, and theft at Estonian studio Limestone Games. People who have worked on every shot of this are no longer with the company holding IP rights, the statement continued. Some are not paid for the work. This trailer has been pending conflict of IP. The real IP for the game was stolen from the creators via foul play. The uploader also provided a link to a Dropbox folder containing a considerable amount of documentation claiming to reveal the truth about the development of this game. I remember this thing now. So what is this? Okay, so I guess this thing popped back up and they're once again like doubling down on everything. Wow, this is a very long article with a lot of quotes. Who's saying these quotes here? A person by the name of Nihoroshkin. The Limestone co-founder and former CCO, Alexei Nihoroshkin, addressed the reemergence of Aeon Must Die and Focus Home's statement. Nihoroshkin says he still owns 70% of Limestone and has endured an ongoing battle with the existing studio management over this ownership. He also claims not to have heard from Focus Home Interactive for nearly a year. The deadline at the time of our leaving was Q4 of 2020, Nihoroshkin added, addressing Focus's comments on the crunch allegations. Focus did not directly push to crunch, of course. No one from Focus Interactive ever said crunch, but the deadline decided upon by LSG management and Focus were not realistic as stated a year ago. An attempt to correct the course and attempts to correct the course were refuted multiple times. Nihoroshkin said. He goes on. We heard about those plans, of course, like many others. He said, we are informed which company would conduct the investigation on the Estonian side in regards to the investigation. Within this investigation, we were told that every member of the team would be questioned individually. This never materialized. Our lawyers and their lawyers, including both Estonian and foreign companies, have had contact about it in July. Very soon afterwards, our lawyer received information that they are waiting for instructions from Focus and will contact afterwards. This dragged on until the 6th of August when the Dropbox was leaked on State of Play. There were no replies or communication with the investigation team after that. The article goes on to say, the upshot here is that Focus is working with Limestone Games, which appears to have rebuilt itself following last year's events, to get Aeon Must Die out some point this year. Nihoroshkin says his studio plans to officially announce Immortal soon. The soul of Aeon Must Die is still with us. It cannot be taken away, he said. Other than that, it's up to the public and the powers that be. What a mess. That's his real name. That's his last name. Or at least his supposed last name. What a mess with that game. Jeez. A lot going on. What else is up there? What is this? GOG.com has a post called 6 upcoming titles from Devolver Digital. Oh, GOG currently has a game festival going on. Are these, what is this? Today we welcome 6 new games from Devolver Digital. They're coming soon to GOG.com. There's Card Shark, Inscription is an Inky Black. Oh, Inscription, Shadow Warrior 3, Terra Nil, Trek to Yumi, and Weird West. Is Shadow Warrior 3 out? Or is this just to purchase it? Oh, it's coming soon. Does that come out this year, chat? I don't know when that's actually supposed to ship. Neo John, thanks for the 70. It's this year? Okay. Okay. Guardians of the Galaxy had an interview with VideoGamesChronicle.com. The senior creative director of Square Enix's next Marvel game says there's no reason Marvel games can't be as exciting as the movies. There's not, but so far they haven't created a game that is. That's the issue. That's the fucking issue. You know? The headline says, it may seem a little unfair to bring up the Avengers game when discussing Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, okay. After all, Crystal Dynamics' 2020 release is completely different products to Eidos Montreal's upcoming action adventure game, and we're sure its development team would be at great pains to stress that it should be judged on its own merits. I mean, yes, but no, but yes, but no. Spider-Man was good. I guess that's true. Let's see if there's any good questions here or quotes. Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy is a very different game. It is a big single-player, narratively driven adventure from start to finish. You assume the role of Star-Lord, the so-called leader of the Guardians. The team is consistently alive around you, participating in almost all the moments the game has to offer. The second question in this interview. The second question. This is very wild for this to be the second question for me. It says the movies were known for their extensive use of licensed music to the extent that it's difficult to imagine some of their most iconic scenes without it. By the looks of the extended gameplay demo shown in June, this seems to have made its way to the game too. Do you see this being a DMCA issue for streamers? Second question of the interview. We actually included an option to switch the licensed music off, making streamers' life much easier. It was important to us to embrace the right vision for the game while understanding the needs of our community. That's wild to me. The second question. Good, I want to watch my streamers play it. What's the date on that? Let me look here. Let me go to JPedia, go to upcoming games. Is that October? Yeah, October 26th. So Riders Republic and Age of Empire comes out 2 days after that. And Battlefield 2042 comes out 4 days prior. I'm going to be real honest. I don't think there's going to be that many streamers that play that. I'll probably play it, and maybe a couple other folks will. But I think because of the Avengers issues, not that many people are going to be into it. Also, Battlefield is probably one of the biggest releases of the year. So, you know, that might kind of take precedent. What else do they have here? This interview is actually pretty good. It's been stated the game will not have any microtransactions or DLC. Was this in response to the reaction towards the Avengers? Or is this something decided early in the design process? When Marvel's Avengers was released, we were already deep in production. Those aren't calls that you can make at last minute. It is something that is part of the vision or isn't. In our case, we made the decision during the early stages of the project. This interview definitely comes across as like a don't let the issues with Avengers reflect bad on us when you haven't played it. I call BS on that answer. It was planned but quickly scrapped. Oh, okay. Nim was in the boardroom, guys. He knows exactly what happened at the company, and we should all believe him 100%. And discredit this guy completely because he's an asshole and he's working on a game that's related to Avengers. The hell? We believe in him. Is there anything else here? No, that's the rest of the interview. If you want to read that, it was over on videogameschronicle.com for that one. What else is going on here? Free demo for WarioWare Get It Together is available on the Nintendo Switch eShop if you want to grab that. Not a big WarioWare fan, but I did enjoy watching people play it. So, yeah, there's that. All right, so what's going on with this Quake remaster? Quake Remaster is now available for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, coming soon to PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. It features the original game enhanced Up to 4K with widescreen resolution support. You can play the campaign. It has the original and new expansion packs. There's new. Oh. There's an all-new expansion called Dimension of the Machine. It's got online, local, multiplayer, and co-op. Free mods and mission. Does have crossplay. And they put out a trailer. Did anyone download this? Did anyone check this out? Oh, it's on Game Pass. Okay. You can grab it on Game Pass as well. Oh, Gary Widow was playing it. Yeah, I don't, that's a weird one to me. We'll watch the trailer during trailer time. I just don't know who Quake is for in 2021. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know who looks at Quake from a new audience perspective and is like, I want to play that. Yeah, it's mostly for old people. Right? Honestly, I'm going to skip over and I grew up on boomer shooters. Yeah. Kind of feel the same way. Kind of feel the same way. Splitgate is getting popular, so maybe they're leaning into the arena shooter genre. It would be a really wild situation if Halo throws the FPS world, which is, you know, kind of on this downward trend at the moment from BR games. Well, I wouldn't say downward trend. The BR boom is over, I think is a safe statement to make. And so the next idea or the next big thing, if it's all the way back to arena shooters because Halo does well as a free-to-play game, that would be fucking wild. I don't think it will be, but if it does, that would be wild to me. If we go back to the arena shooter timeline. I don't see it either, a freak. But I don't know what is next. Like what? There's not really any. Like what is the next? I guess if you could answer this, you'd be a billionaire. In terms of like, what is the next FPS trend? I don't really know like what is... Come to think of it, to even extrapolate a bigger question, what is the current big trend in video games? Besides delaying your game because of COVID? What's like, what is it survival games? Gotcha and card battlers? Card battlers seem in. There's a lot of card games. Slay the Spire kind of shifted a lot of that. In a lot of ways. Games as a live service looter shooters. I feel like that's kind of on a downward trend. Oh, I bet you okay. I think the current trend is social games like Among Us and trying to capitalize on the social aspect of games. Maybe that's the trend. Maybe that's where we're headed, chat. That could be it. Only for people with friends? Yeah, you guys got friends. Everyone in the chat's a friend, right? You guys are all buddies. You guys all go out for drinks every stream, right? Is that, you know? No? Everyone, you know, one of the worst things that ever has happened, and it constantly happens in social environments like school, and whenever anyone goes like, all right, look to your left and look to your right, and those are your friends, okay? Make eye contact and get to know each other. Fucking hate that shit. That was the worst. It's the absolute worst. Anyways, moving on. Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown surpasses 3 million units sold. What does that game cost? Ace Combat. That's a $60 game? What? It's an $85 game for the deluxe edition? Holy shit, it's got a ton of DLC. Have you ever played it? No, we were talking with this, we were talking with Stream the other day. I might check it out. We might play it. Just to see how much, what we think of it. For some reason, we've been in this experimental mode on stream, and I don't see any reason to stop. So we played a bunch of mobile games. Maybe we play an Ace Combat. See what we think. It's got VR. Can I do this, though? Can I do this iconic? I've always wanted to do this. If I'm flying an Ace Combat 7 in VR, can I do this? And like put my hands on... I can't see him, Maverick. Where's he at, Maverick? Can I do that? Is that a thing that can occur while in VR? Because if so, I might do it. I might live out my goose fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Don't be Goose. Goose dies. Spoilers. What the hell, man? Also, Goose doesn't die. He just goes on to another battlefield, you know? Is JP super into Top Gun, or is this ironic? Both. Answer C. Top Gun's a pretty good movie, guys. I don't know if you know this. Top Gun is a pretty good movie. I can't wait for the new one, man. Can't watch it now, you got spoiled? That's not real. Siegfried, thanks for the 30 months. Appreciate that. Only while wearing this t-shirt? What's the t-shirt? Why did you have this hold on. Modulus, why did you just have a Goose t-shirt like on the ready to be pasted somewhere on Twitch? What the fuck? Because you own it? Ah, okay. That makes a little bit more sense. That is a pretty cool shirt, I gotta say. Can you play the piano, though? Because if you can't, then, you know, it's a wasted thing. Who was the evil empire they dog fought within Top Gun? Who was it? Was it Libya? Yeah, they flew MiGs. I think they said the word MiGs in that movie about 7,000 times. Roughly speaking. Thank you for that link. ID not verified. It wasn't Russia. They were flying Russian MiGs. I think it was kind of just like a vague enemy. It was the 80s, so I think it was supposed to be implied that Russians were the bad guys, because Russians were the bad guys in any 80s movie. The second you saw a bad guy, they probably had a heavy European accent, and it was imposed that they were Russian. Because why not? 80s to present. No, nowadays, Russians aren't the bad guys. Russians are just the hackers. That's where the bad guys are honestly mostly English these days. But that's because most actors are English these days anyways. Like most of the big actors in the world are all English. Well, I guess that's true. Yeah, it's like it's a fucked up Middle Eastern bad guy, in the sense that it's like not what it actually. They have like some weird sepia tone filter on the camera anytime they're filmed. Like, oh yeah, those are bad guys. I mean, look where they live. They're totally bad. It's a bad guy. It's really stupid. Anyways. Long story short, Top Gun, great movie. Go check it out. Excited for the sequel. And we might play Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown on stream. Because why the fuck not? Here's a story that we talked about before starting the recording of JPNN. Because holy shit, it is very interesting. Protocol.com reports Google discussed teaming up with Tencent to take over Epic Games. Unredacted court documents reveal more details about Google's strategies for protecting the Google Play Store. This is wild. No, it's asking me to buy. Okay, we're good. The article starts out with the opening line. Google executive discussed approaching Chinese gaming giant Tencent about purchasing shares in Epic Games or potentially orchestrating a hostile takeover of the company, according to court documents in the ongoing Epic vs. Google antitrust case that are no longer redacted as per a court order issued on Wednesday. Google recognized that Epic might not accept its offer. As a potential alternative, a senior Google executive proposed that Google consider approaching Tencent, a company that owns a minority stake in Epic, to either A, buy Epic shares from Tencent to get more control over Epic, or B, team up with Tencent to buy 100% of Epic, the complaint said. You know those scenes in Mr. Robot where they're sitting at like a fireplace drinking some brandy or something, and they're like figuring out how to take over the world or whatever? There's no way that this conversation didn't take place in that very room in front of a fireplace while sipping on brandy. Oh, we could just buy them. Oh, not a bad idea. What if we get Tencent to do it? Could be. And then nothing ever came from it. That is wild to me. Other now unsealed portions of the complaint deal with new information surrounding Google's so-called Project Hug. Anything called Project Hug is immediately slimy and probably has some really fucked up motives. Let's find out what it actually means. An initiative designed to sway top Android app makers and game developers not to leave the Play Store using kickbacks, commission reductions, and other financial incentives. Project Hug. Jesus Christ. Google calculated that it risked losing up to $6 billion in revenue if more developers followed Epic in leaving the Play Store. So Google spent hundreds of millions of dollars on around 20 deals with top companies, including Activision Blizzard, to keep them from following in Fortnite's footsteps, the complaint detailed. You gotta have that COD Mobile money. You know, gotta have that COD Mobile money. Kotick needs his new yacht. All right, we gotta get that yacht. Cyberonic, thanks for the Prime Gaming. We gotta get that yacht. Jesus. Uh, so the current judge reciting over this is Judge James Donato. And he put out a statement that says, on occasion, there may be good reason to limit the public access that law and long tradition demand. Court filings that expose a person's sensitive medical information, for example, or a business's trade secrets are candidates for sealing. No similarly sensitive information is at stake here. Complaints are the beating heart of every lawsuit, and Google had the burden of presenting a compelling reason for sealing the documents that are integral to the merits of the plaintiff's claims. In a statement, a Google spokesperson said, as we have stated previously, Epic's lawsuit is baseless and mischaracterizes our business conversations. Android provides more choices and mobile devices for developers and consumers. What that is just the that's just the lawsuit that keeps on giving. You know? God damn. It's crazy to me that there was ever a conversation of like, hey, this company's suing us, and they're like one of the biggest companies in the world, well, in gaming. Well, can we buy them? Could we just buy them? Wild, man. Absolutely wild. Can they buy them while even a lawsuit is going on? I have no idea. Yeah, Epic is definitely just dragging literally everyone. I mean, the fact that it was Tencent too. Could you imagine that news story? That might be the biggest news story since if it ever came to light that Epic was having a hostile takeover from Google and Tencent. That would be on the scale of Xbox buying Bethesda. Possibly bigger. It'd be huge. It would be huge. PlayStation's long missing exclusive Wild has finally been shut down. What the fuck? This is a screenshot from Wild. The hell's going on here? It's a weird one. That's wild. This game was announced in 2014 and it has been canceled. This was from the, this was Michael Ansel, who was the guy behind Rayman. Weird. One might even say wild. You know? Wild. We got that. Let's add that in here. We got a hood trailer for trailer time. I think that's mostly. Oh yeah, we got that Call of Duty reveal trailer, which I'm very excited for. Was there a Genshin Impact trailer today, chat, that I missed? I know my mods are fucking giant Genshin Impact fans. Can you link that? We're gonna need that for trailer time. Yeah, Kojak is the biggest Genshin Impact fan. That's not true at all, by the way. It's not true at all. There we go. Was this happening? Wow, that's a 4-minute thing. Okay. They were held today. All right. Any other news, chat, before we wrap up JPNN? Oh, yeah. I forgot about this story. Thank you, Count Markula, for the key chat alert. Battlefield 2042 data mine reveals a Tarkov-esque game mode. The subheadline is a little bit of Tarkov and a little bit of Hunt Showdown. PC Gamer reports a Battlefield data miner has uncovered details about Battlefield 2042's Hazard Zone mode, and it's looking a lot like Escape from Tarkov. Well-known data miner Temporal revealed a few basic details of the mode on Twitter. We've known about Hazard Zone existence for a while, but not much else aside from the fact that it's one of the 3 game modes that'll be available in Battlefield. Let's restart that sentence. But not much else aside from the fact that it's one of the 3 game modes that'll be available in Battlefield 2042 launches. Temporal likened Hazard Zone to Escape from Tarkov and Hunt Showdown, 2 games that feel a bit like the next evolutionary leap from current multiplayer shooters and battle royales. Well, there's our answer from the statement we were talking about earlier. No other games have really attempted to replicate their styles yet, so Battlefield 2042 seems to be giving it a decent go. God, what if this starts the great Battlefield versus COD war of making the next Tarkov? Interesting. So it says the orbital map in Battlefield 2042 has built-in support for this game mode. Other known locations can't be verified without additional data. No sign of a Hazard Zone exclusive map available. You might encounter, the tweets go on to say you might encounter AI soldiers like a patrol using a Jaguar EBRC or HDT Storm. I don't know what those are. According to some data, they can get reinforcements and parachute solo or squads into the map. AI bosses will probably serve as additional objectives and grant rewards. You know, I think that actually sounds kind of fun. If it's like a squad of 4 against an entire map of AI, that'd be kind of fun, right? I think I would enjoy that. That'd be kind of. And then if they put other players in there, even better. And then if they take out the inventory aspect of Tarkov, then it's the greatest game ever. You know what I'm saying? I believe that's called Left 4 Dead. No, because Left 4 Dead is like, and Back 4 Blood. I agree with your statement to an extent. I feel like that game is very linear. Whereas in my mind, granted, you know, this could not be the case for the hazard mode, the supposed hazard mode for Battlefield 2042. In my mind, it would be like you can literally go anywhere on the island right now. You have a quest to kill this guy and this guy. Good luck. Right? And then you just get there somehow. Your buddy's like, I got a fucking little buggy. Let's get in this buggy. Then you jump in the buggy and you like drive over there, right? Be kind of cool. Sounds like Hunt Showdown? Exactly. I think it is a little bit like Division's Dark Zones, but good. That's how I would classify that. Wait, take away all the loot from Tarkov style game. What's left to do that isn't about loot? Have you played Hunt Showdown, Because I think Hunt Showdown is the answer to your question. What are the rewards? That's the question. What's the carrot on the stick in, like, what are players working towards in hazard mode? Is it gun skins? Is it, there's no currency system in Battle 40 or 2042, right? Granted, it is EA. So maybe if there's like a battle pass or a ranking or something, there's got to be a carrot on the stick aspect to get people to play. Yeah, or maybe leaderboards. Could be. Anyways, I'm in. I think that sounds awesome. I think that gives me a reason to play Battlefield that isn't kind of like the meat grinder of multiplayer. We know there's a battle pass. Okay. I didn't realize that. I'm confused why they released an alpha test when it looked like that visually. I don't know. I'm still excited for it still. I mean, it might have been like an alpha test for the network aspect of Battlefield. It was, yeah, that makes sense. If the network aspect of a online shooter sucks, then inherently the online shooter will suck. Oh, we got some No More Heroes gameplay. Oh, I don't know if this is breaking news. Jeff Keeley would call it breaking news, so fuck it. Jeff Keeley has confirmed next week that there will be a new look at Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, during the opening night live event. Has he said anything else that's going to be there? There will be an exciting world premiere for Splitgate, as well as news. Massive Monsters from Devolver Digital will be there, which is, I don't know what the fuck that game is. Huh. Oh, God, chat. Oh, God. Jeff Keeley also announced this morning that there will be a special performance, live performance of the music of Tales of Arise by Lindsey Sterling. Now that could either be real cool or real dumb. Or maybe a little bit of column A, column B. Isn't that DMCA Hill? It's Jeff Keeley, so I would think that he would probably shy away from it as best as possible. If you're into it, it's awesome. Chat, what's the, how do we feel about Lindsey Sterling? Vote yay, vote nay. How do we feel? What's wrong with him? I don't think there's anything wrong with Lindsey Sterling. I think live music from a video game can always go both ways. I think people are okay. Generally, chat is pretty into her. Who is that? Lindsey Sterling is the violinist that covers a lot of game music while also moving very all over. She just loves to move. She just loves moving. But she's very good. But she likes to dance while she plays. There will also be a world premiere first playthrough of a level from Vanguard. I'm curious to see what that trailer looks like. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, chat. Last call. Last call. Last call. Doesn't seem like there's any other news, chat. There's Halo Infinite news on Nibellian's Twitter. You want to just link me? I mean, I can go to it, I guess. Nibellion, fuck it. Halo Infinite will have both the campaign and multiplayer Season 1 at launch. Campaign co-op is planned for Season 2. Forge is planned for Season 3. And there is a launch date announcement soon. Wait a minute. What? They're not going to have co-op until 3 months and... What the fuck's going on here? A fucking Halo game without... What? You want to play a Halo game by myself? And then you want us to come back? Oh my God. This isn't confirmed anywhere. Is it? Oh no, this is from a Halo Infinite August dev update that just came out. How long is this? It's 28 minutes long. We might watch that during trailer time today. Man. The other stuff to come out of that dev update that just went live is that the tech preview overall was a success, but 343 is aware of the issues and solving them. They've already worked out the first year roadmap post-launch. There's no campaign co-op at launch. There's no Forge at launch. And there's no release date yet, but soon. Fucking no campaign co-op? Man. At launch. Sorry, let me classify. At launch. Oh shit, we're at the end of the music. That just seems bad. Yeah, like you expect a man. I honestly kind of... I might actually wait to play Halo. So I can play with people. What's the Forge? If you've never played Halo, the Forge is like a level editor, essentially. It's actually a really cool thing that Halo's done since, I think, Halo 3. And a lot of times they'll actually take some of the best... think of like Warcraft 3 custom maps, if that makes sense. They get a lot of aspects of that. Or aspects of... They get a lot of longevity in the game by the Forge creators. Yeah, man, fuck. Not playing that online sucks. Or with co-op, I mean, sucks. Man. Okay. All right, well, we're going to watch that in trailer time. It's about a 30-minute video. Trailer time's going to be a little long today. And then someone invented Griffball. A lot of things came from Forge. Yeah, I mean, a lot of like professional, like MLG maps came from the level creator. Man, what a disappointing thing. What a disappointing thing. Anyways, that's the last bit of. There's one more bit of news, at least for me. It's not necessarily news, but it is a little bit. It's Twitch centric, so I do feel like covering it. And we talked about it in the past as well. And funny enough, talking about it actually got our channel hate rated, so that'll probably happen again. But there's definitely been a surplus of so-called hate raids on Twitch. And those are essentially via bots, if you're not aware of this happening. Essentially, the process is an amount of bots, at least when it's happened here on the channel. About 250 is the general channel. It might be different for channels of different sizes. Bots will come in, they'll follow the channel, and then there will be a centralized message, usually one with racist commentary or misogynistic, just awful shit being spewed. And that eventually will, here on the channel, at least we get rid of it and move on. We don't really mention it as it's happening. But one of the things that has happened in the course of this past week is it's occurring very frequently to a lot of creators on the platform. A lot of creators have stated that they are pretty much done with streaming or will not stream until Twitch does something to fix it. And in the process of all of this, anytime it's kind of interesting. As someone who generally will read a Twitch tweet, not for the actual content of the tweet itself, but in general, you can read the replies of said tweet and kind of get a general sense of what the Twitch community is currently upset about. That is, in a lot of ways, how I use the Twitch Twitter. So if you go and look at any post really from the official Twitch Twitter account, they're kind of getting ratioed in most of the tweets. There's one talking about a thing happening here about 30 minutes for Twitch public access. It has 770 likes with 475 comment replies. And they're all just saying like, hey, when are you going to fix this? Like, what the fuck are you doing? What do you fix this shit? It's replaced all of these. You get a ban alinity for throwing cats rhetoric. And now it is the number one thing out there about all this shit. So yeah, I don't know what Twitch's plan for any of this is. They've been kind of silent on the process. But it definitely sucks that creators are, having to deal with that. And I saw a lot of commentary yesterday on Twitter about how larger creators aren't really talking about it because it's not necessarily happening to them, which I think is true for the most part, although it does happen from time to time for some larger creators. But I haven't really seen it occur on anyone in kind of like the 10 to 20K range. And I think a lot of that is because their chats are so spammy to begin with, that you wouldn't really notice it occurring. Right? It makes a bigger impact for a smaller channel because of how many bots that are actually commenting on it. So we will see what happens from a Twitch point of view. Oh, it's happening on S-Fan's channel? Okay. I didn't know it was... I had not seen it anywhere else. Apart from this. It happened on Summit last night. Okay. So they are targeting a little bit bigger channels. I think Shroud seemed to have something like that yesterday. They also went sub mode quickly. Yeah. Baru got it today. Okay, so they're targeting bigger streamers now. I was not aware of that, as I honestly am streaming most of the time. So he ran ads. Yeah, it's an interesting. It's one way to handle it for sure. I know that's what I think that's what Bronze did as well, is run ads. Run ads, they're not even watching. At some point, though, somewhere in the process, Barry. Like, I don't know. Bronze got targeted too. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I felt like covering that because we've talked about it prior. Yeah, I agree, Tom Bruce. I agree. So we'll see what happens if Twitch does anything from their side of things. I would think I see a lot of comments like Twitch doesn't care, and it's honestly a weird statement to claim that Twitch doesn't necessarily care. Because even if you remove the fact that Twitch doesn't, or if you remove the idea that Twitch doesn't care about its creators, or it doesn't care to protect its creators, in a lot of ways, there are things that Twitch has said in the past that, you know, if you think of the idea of tags, right? Tags were something that a lot of people for a long time wanted to use on Twitch. And so Twitch put out a huge amount of tags with the idea of saying, like, this is going to make it easier for folks to target whoever they want to target with these ads. And I think, while not necessarily a result of this, it's definitely making them easier to target because of the fact that everything is tagged accordingly. And so that sucks, right? Because, like, they released a product that in a lot of ways is helping these assholes. So, you know, that sucks. And I think the other side of things too, it's got to hurt Twitch from a business standpoint with all of these accounts. Anytime an account is created on Twitch, it definitely like has to spin up a page for them. So like anyone watching the stream right now, or anyone that has a Twitch account, they have a Twitch page, right? So I think while it necessarily isn't the biggest deal, I think they do have their own incentives to kind of crack down on this ultimately. But you would hope the biggest is to kind of protect its creators or support its creators at the end of the day. So I don't know. We will see what happens. I think there are things that Twitch could do while not solving it outright that would still help. Even if they go out there and say like, hey, we're aware of this. Here are some things that you can do that potentially might help. We don't have any like actual solutions right now, but that's because this stuff takes time to develop. Like, I think some sense of transparency would also help the situation rather than just like acting as if nothing is going on. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. What did I jump into the middle of? We're talking about this hate raid problem that's been occurring on Twitch for a while, past week or so. Also, Ash just ran over that, so that's kind of funny. How do you even combat it currently? Well, it's the type of thing, in a lot of ways, it's kind of like hacking when it comes to bots and like aim bots in FPSs, right? You implement something, they figure out a way to go around it. You implement something else, they find out it's kind of a back and forth. Yeah, it just kind of goes back and forth. Twitch is ultimately the one that will have to combat it at kind of the root level. And I'm not even sure if there's a clear answer from that point of view. Whether it's, account creation process or, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot for sure. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for JPNN. Two-factor authentication to chat. Two-factor authentication is not a cure-all for a lot of things. It might help dissuade them. And it might slow them down, but there's ways to get around that. You can kind of automate that system, ultimately. Twitch is the one doing it so they can force real ID on people. Now that's a fucking galaxy take. Right there, because you'd have to be stoned out of your mind to believe that, man. You'd have to be on Mars, bro. The targets are always playing catch up in these attacks. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say they're playing catch up. It's that or catch up. So they're not using condiments. It's that the effect on a streamer is much more of a bigger deal in a lot of cases than the cause of not being able to create a count ultimately. They probably use mustard though. Let's be honest, they're assholes. They gotta use mustard. Only assholes like mustard. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. That's just I don't make the rules. Okay. That's just everyone knows if you use mustard, you're an asshole. Okay. This is a ketchup only stream, chat. And the real serial killers like mayo? No. Wait, people would put mayo on a hot dog? I guess we didn't classify what the condiment would be for. What about honey mustard? Honey mustard's pretty good. I've actually grown to like honey mustard. Sonoran dogs? I don't eat a lot of hot dogs. What is a Sonoran dog? It's popular in Tucson, Phoenix. It consists of a hot dog that is wrapped in bacon. Bacon and grilled, served on a bolillo-style hot dog bun, and topped with pinto beans, onions, tomatoes, and a variety of additional condiments, often including mayonnaise, mustard, and jalapeno salsa. I don't know about this one, guys. I don't know about that one. Is that that just seems like there's too many flavors going on. That seems like a fucking flavor party and my asshole's got the front seat. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about that, guys. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I'm out. And we're out. That's going to do it for JPNN. Thank you so much for tuning in to the stream. And if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. You get daily updates from both JPNN and, of course, Trailer Time. Drop a comment if you have any comments. Let me know how wrong I am about mayonnaise and talk about, whatever the superior condiment is in your life. And don't forget to join us tomorrow, by the way, for the live version of the clip show brought to you by Game Stream Fails. We'll see what happens. We're going to do that and only that tomorrow on Saturday. And, of course, the news rest on Sunday. So we'll see you back here on Monday for the full version of JPNN. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.